Don't know if you can see all the ice crystals on the inside of the tent. Better start get packing. I'm just packing up. -3. It's a bit chill, Bill. Morning. I pitched in this sheet pen to protect me from any wind, but there's nothing but a gentle breeze. And I'll show you around where we are. So here's the sheep pen. We came from over there. This looks like an old mine or something. There's the radar station, and that's Wanlockhead just up there. So we've got like 1.5 miles, 2 miles or something like that into Wanlockhead, and then we're actually going to be going up to the radar station and over those hills there. It's 8:30, so later than what I'd hoped, but when I got up everything was frozen. Like I couldn't get the buckles for Moss's rucksack on or off, and yeah, just like I've not camped in temperatures like that before, -3, so this is new experiences for me, so I'll know what to do better tomorrow night. I've packed my bag again. As you can see, it's not as high. I don't have the food bag. I've basically packed it better, and rather than using the Thermarest sack for my sleeping bag, I've used the Z-Pack sleeping bag that it came in, because that compacts it down way more, so it's a lot more, it's a lot less cumbersome, this load. It's a lot more streamlined. So yeah, Moss ended up, I'll tell you about that in a wee bit. Let's get going though. How are you? Are you alright today? Had to put your wee boots on because your paws were cold, weren't they? And then you had me worried you might have a sore paw again. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's the camp there. Nice red sky in the morning. Does that not mean shepherd's warning? Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Don't know, it's to do with the moisture, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, right enough. That's how you get like rings around the sun as well. It's atmospheric moisture. It's probably just because it's Fritzl. Okay? Hey, let's see what this bridge is saying to it. Eh? Are we going to see what this bridge is saying to it? Are we? Right, let's go. Going up. These are wee boots, she's still not quite used to them. Wrong way, Moss. Alright, so Southern Upland Way, Southern Upland Way. So we're following the Southern Upland Way all the way to Beatick. But where the sheep pen is, where I stayed, see that? I don't know if you can see, there's a post there with a sort of yellow marker on it. I seen that last night, but it didn't click that it was the Southern Upland Way post. She does have a sore paw, by the way, look. Look at her front right paw when she runs. Maybe not. It might just be the boots. It's bloody hard to tell. I worry a lot about her because I've had to carry her twice. Once on the Skye Trail and once at the end of the Cape Wrath Trail. I don't know, but it's really hard because like you'll have seen yesterday, she's jumping about with sticks and going mad. I need her to basically walk and not run or not play up as much as I can, because anything where she's exerting herself more than just like hiking or walking for her, it's, you know, it's going to take its toll, and we'll see how we get on. This is trying to lick ice. Watch that. Watch. Other way. She's not learned about ice yet. Right, going this way. So it's cold enough that my hands were sticking to the aluminium tent pegs. I had to pull them out of my gloves. Because it's 8:30, I doubt it at this time of year, because it's like, what is this, the day before Christmas? But the wee tea room in Wanlockhead might be open next to the museum, the lead mining museum. And I'll definitely, by the way, see if you're ever here, come and take a wee trip out, do the tour down into the lead mine, see the old recreated, well, it's not really recreated cottages, it is an old cottage, but they've got like early times and then they've got like Victorian type era or something like that, and you can go in. So come to Wanlockhead and go on the tour, it's definitely worth it. I would really recommend going on the tour. And then there's of course the beam engine that was here, tells you all about the history of the place. But anyway, there's a tea room attached to it, so if that's open, there could be rolls and sausage and such a go-go going on here. I'd be delighted to do that. And then we can set off up here. I can see a path winding up there. That's probably the Southern Upland Way there. and then we'll crack on over to Beatick, which is about 20 miles away. Whether we make that 20 miles with a late start, I don't know. Depends on the terrain, but we'll see. It's just that it's not, I don't have a set thing. I just wanted to get here last night because see, being up where we were up in the hill versus down here, this is a lot better than up in the hill, so I knew I wanted to get here. Whereas I think there's probably going to be more camping opportunities because we're not going over the same sort of terrain as we did there, you know, like all that off-road stuff. If we get to the shop, will you get a rolling sausage as well? Yeah, you will. There's these different walks, and you can see that little stack of stones over there. That's got a plaque on top of it. Tells you about the various aspects of the town. They've left quite a lot of the, you might be like, oh man, look, it's pure ugly, get rid of that, tidy that up. But if you look at the entire landscape, it's all mining related, you know, and that's the history of the place. So they're wanting to preserve that. So I think that's a good thing. Here's some in here. Blin here. Ah! In fact, this will probably tell you about that thing that we were looking at. Right, so what it says is hee haw, because the plaques are missing. Brilliant. Oh, there's the beam engine, and this building here is where they have the reproduction of the early settlements where they didn't have glass and such because there was some sort of like tax on glass or some nonsense like that, and it was just like compacted earth floor, and they just slept in mats in the corner and they had a fire in the middle of the room. So they've got that set up in the left hand. What's going on here? They've got that set up in the left hand side of the room. They've got a little room in the middle, and they've got like a lounge, a sitting room in the right hand side from a later period when the library had opened. This town's got, I think, the first library, the first public library in Scotland, something like that. So that's pretty cool, because being literate was really important. Education, it's valued, we take it for granted now. Yeah, that's to show you like the wooden bit boards that they put up in the windows before they had the glass. You can't see in it. Here's the beam engine. Basically, this cool old water spout hanging on some of the old train carts from the mines. This beam engine basically pumped water from the mine out, and there'd be like some ponies like walking round and round in this circle attached with their harnesses to like a bit of wood. In fact, we'll go in and have a look. Come on in. It's a bit of a squeeze with the rucksack. Yeah, and that's basically how they got water out of the mine. That's made it worse, isn't it? Oh well, that's what that is. Right. How does that work? Look at this, by the way, this is a total fail. Right, so you walk in there, you stand there, and then, oh, there's no space for us. And it's over there is the entrance to the mine you go into. We'll head up to the visitor centre. Can't see, it's just like grey into a shaft. It's not worth showing you that. It's worth going into if you're coming down here. Here we are coming into the village, or town, I'm not sure which one. Here's the visitor centre. And you, if you're going to the mine, walk along there and see that bridge. The mine's just under there and it goes up underneath this hillside. In fact, there's a shaft that comes out the top. Pretty cool. Everyone's just starting to get up. What's that, 9? 9:15. A couple of buses. Some lights of Lanark. Toilets in here as well. I'd be amazed if it was open today. Now closed for the winter season. Toilets are still open though. I might get my barytolethian, my morning barytolethian now then. Don't really need it though. No, I'll just keep cracking on. So we're coming the right way at least. It's not a rucksack. That only weighs 1.5 kilograms. It looked big, but I'm carrying all our food and treats. That's only like our down jacket and our waterproofs and our wee boots, which weigh nothing. She should, I mean, if you do the calculations for the size of the dog and their weight, how much they should be able to carry, she should be able to carry way more than that. I'm carrying it now anyway. She's just bringing herself, isn't you? You just bring yourself. She doesn't look very pleased. Here's the Southern Upland Way. It might just be that these boots are making it look like she's got a sore paw. I'll check how cool the moon is. I saw a wee pull up the hill there, up the Southern Upland Way out of Wanlockhead. What a day, by the way. Does that not just look totally epic? Here's the radar station up here. I've taken the front boots off and Moss, so I've got a rucksack on. I've taken her front boots off. Let's see, are you a happy camper now? Eh? She looks a lot better, she's not doing that sort of limpy thing. So I'll keep the boots off and I'll carry a rucksack for today and see how she is tomorrow. Check all these planes. Moss, in the middle of the night, I woke up, no sign of Moss. Panicked, and I'm like, Moss, heard her rustling. Moss is in her sleeping bag, which is my old down jacket, bundled up inside it, outside the tent. I've no idea what was going on. I can only assume she's tried to get out the thing and she's started to feel trapped, and then she's sort of maybe like been wrestling trying to get out of it, and she's rolled underneath the tarp and she's ended up outside. I don't know if she was out there for any length of time. Because I've woke up, I would think it's probably been because there's been rustling and stuff, so she's probably just been right out. I can't imagine her lying outside for too long. Not that it would have made much of a difference. It wasn't raining or snowing, it was no colder outside than it was inside. It's just she was off her wee mat and the ground sheet. Check this out up here. Some folk walking up there. Pretty cool. Aye, so we've got a wee bit of ascent first thing in the morning. So there you go. There's another plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's going on? Check it out. Not bad. So we're on proper track here. I've kept Moss's, it's kind of jaggy. While it being frozen, it'll be sharp. So I've kept Moss's boots on her back paw. Because I'm wondering if when I think her front paws are injured, it's actually not her paw, but it's like her shoulder or her leg. She's definitely injured her back paw before. She was biting at it. That was on the Sky Trail where I had to carry her. That was definitely the paw. Whereas the Cape Wrath Trail, maybe today was a false alarm, a red herring, what with just her paws just being cold. But it might be shoulder related. And it might be from her bounding about with a rucksack on. It might only be 1.5 kilograms, but 10% of your body weight is quite a lot. You know, like you put 10% of body weight on your body weight on your back, and you go jumping about like a maniac, you'll probably do yourself a mischief, you know. These sheep sent it. All lined up. What are you all lined up for? Moss doesn't bother about animals, which I'm glad about. No interested in them. I've tried to cultivate that, you know, getting her just to ignore them, but she's never shown a massive interest to start with. First day I got her, I showed her some horses and ducks and stuff. She'd never seen any wildlife. She was, I rehomed her. She was in a flat in Glasgow next to the Clyde Tunnel, so she'd never seen any animals like that. So they done the right thing and rehomed her, and I got her, didn't I? Can you remember that when you were a wee puppy and you were all scared? Ah, she's not getting her monkeys now. She's like, I'm alright now and you're carrying my rucksack, jackass. Ha For those of you who are watching this, just because you came to this video because it's part of the Southern Upland Way, stage 6, and you haven't seen any of my other videos like the Cape Wrath Trail or the Skye Trail or anything like that, and you've maybe done the West Highland Way and you're looking to do something else, longer or harder, what I can say is compared to all the other ones, the West Highland Way is deceptively easy. Like, compared to all the other stuff I've done, the West Highland Way is super easy. It really is. You only know that till you come out and do some of these other ones. But I'm saying this because if you've only done the West Highland Way and you're considering doing some of these other ones, I mean, you might have been able to wing it with the West Highland Way and not even do much training or anything. You need to for these. You need to get like so this full rucksack on and get out in the hills. I mean, look, this isn't like we've came from way down there. You know, like this is a Devil's Staircase day right here, and this is just a normal day in a lot of these trails, whereas it's considered the hardest on, let me see, Moss, it's considered the hardest on the West Highland Way. Just bear that in mind, just try to be helpful if you're in that situation. There's Tinto Hill over there, right there. So we've came from down there, along there, along, over, up, along, round, down to the sheepfold. That's 20.1 miles. And then we've came along here and along up here today and up here. Wonder what that's for. It's radar, but radar for what? Do you know what I mean? Is it outer space gear, or is it planes or threat, missile detection or something? And I was just talking to a load of mans, a couple of wee mushroom ones. Oh, there's some big complex. Bloody hell. It's not really obvious where the Southern Upland Way is. There's a sign down there and it just sort of ends. There's a cairn up here, so I'm assuming we'll be able to see where to go from there, you know. What a day. Oh jeez, oh man, what the hell. It's like being, I was going to say it's like being in heaven. Look, there's the planes, all these planes. Blue sky, Bluebird Sky Day, that's what I was talking about yesterday, Bluebird Sky Day. That's what this is. What a treat. What an absolute treat. Oh look, totally mental. And the clouds over there, the sort of reddishy ones. What a sight. Probably going to be getting blown out with pointing the camera at the sun, but never mind. It's like being on the moon, look. Oh! Wee fart for you on the moon. That's hardly a cairn, that's probably the worst cairn ever. Look, brick and everything. Right, where are we going? Let's find out where we're meant to go and get cracking, because we're late here. It's taking longer than what we wanted. And look at this. Oh, what happened to the injuries? You'll be getting this rucksack back on in a wee minute. She's a sly swine, I'm telling you. I think she's just acting up. I think she's putting on that, doing that, her actress bit to get me to carry a rucksack. You know, with the half-closed eyes like that. Oh, I'm Fritzl, pure Fritzl, and I'm saying, carry my rucksack, John. And then as soon as I've got it, it's like, right, get these boots off of me and fling this stick for me, right? Look, what you got? Is that a stick? Bring it here till I see it. Right, you're going on the lead, no more running. Only joking. Here, I hope I'm not getting my napper blasted wet and radar. Don't want to... I think some of the radar arrays, if you were to stand in front of them, you could get killed DDAF with one. We're going down here, see that track there? And then all along over there, and probably up that and then down the other side. Certainly along here. You can see the posts, the Southern Upland Way posts. Made of balls right here. You're probably not meant to be in this, but probably on CCTV. Facial recognition and all that. Some D-bag with a moustache carrot filming about the radar thing. What's he all about? You know? Right, we're going to need to jump this fence, Moss. Aye, so you can see the Southern Upland Way just comes down the back of it. There's a track, 4x4 track that goes along there. Moss, we're not going that way, we're going along here, over this stile here. And then you can see it down over there. And then I do know that there's 2 ascents today, and that was one of them. There's another one, probably this chap, but there's certainly another ascent. Not as high, but there's another. Keep saying there's another ascent. Shut up. So this is quite taxing on the old, with this heavy rucksack, it's quite taxing on the old knees. That's why these walking poles help, really help. At some point I'll need to try and get the tent out, because when I packed it away it was just all frozen frost attached to it, so it was quite heavy. Now in the rucksack, I don't know if it will still be frosty now, it's probably all turned to moisture, so I should be able to shake that out. That goes in a separate pocket in front of my bag that's not my main compartment, so if it's wet in there it's not a big deal. But it's just to try and shake it out, to try and get some of the weight off, you know. The only other thing was my down boots that were inside the vapour barrier liner were soaking this morning. I'm not really surprised, because you know that there's a lot of moisture inside that vapour barrier and down soaks it up. Now my wool, the possum down socks and merino wool blend socks, they were bone dry. I really should hang those on the outside of my rucksack to dry, as well as Moss's down jacket. That's the problem with down. But synthetic as well. If synthetic gets wet, you need to dry it out. You still need to dry it out. And you know, the old thing where synthetic's warmer when wet than down is up for debate in certain circles. I'm not going to say anything about it either, one way or another. Everyone tends to be a fan of either synthetics or down. But yeah, down here we go. I need to start drinking more though, because it's just, especially with this rucksack, not being able to just easily reach around and get water and drink it when I want it. So you tend not to bother. You're reluctant to stop and get the rucksack off to haul it on again. So that's a crap, that's no use for me. That is no use for me. Going by my pea colour this morning, you know, and I knew, I was saying it yesterday, I'm going to end up dehydrated. I need to rehydrate. In total, I only had about 2 litres, so that was only 3 litres I had the full day, which isn't really enough considering I was getting my sweat on. And I've still got some of the water I actually filtered last night. Filters in here with a bladder, and I keep my camera in here close to me, and I wore this during the night to stop the filter from freezing, because these filters, at once frozen, are useless after that, so you need to absolutely make sure these don't freeze up. So I need to get the rucksack off, scoop that water and fill up with some new stuff. So I'm going to do that at the next place, the next good water source we see. I'm going to do that. Okay, so basically there's the radar thing, and here's where we are going. Along there, down, down and down. And I can see in my GPS, because the Garmin maps that come with the GPS are pretty good. There's a track down there that goes right down that valley right there. So I'm basically doing a big horseshoe just to go up some hills and down, when I could have just went down that valley. Now, if you're wanting to do the Southern Upland Way, you want to do the Southern Upland Way, and you want to, you know, walk all that trail. Whereas I'm not doing the Southern Upland Way. I could have made life easy for myself and just walked that valley. I quite like following the path and then the waymarked points, just not having to think about navigation for a while. I do quite like that. You can allow your mind to wander and not worry about making an error in navigation. So that is one good thing. So let's keep going along up these bloody hills, and we'll see where we end up. Tell you one thing as well though, if there's a day to do it, it's today. What a day, by the way. It's a cracking day. We're on holiday, got 2 weeks off at Christmas, and we're out in Scotland hiking. Look at this. Look at the scenery here. Is that not just epic? Absolutely magnificent. Right, let's go. I can see the Southern Upland Way marker there, but I can't see where the next one is, whether it's higher or starts cutting around. Without getting the map out, it's hard to tell, I can't really see. Now, if it goes higher, or if it goes around and goes up there, I can see 4x4 tracks down there, where I could just go down and walk along that valley, because I'm going in that direction anyway. Why go up that, or around and up that to drop down where I could go down and around a flat bloody bit? Now, I did check the OS map on my View Ranger app, and that track down there isn't shown on any of those. That's why when I've been route planning, I've continued following along the Southern Upland Way. Right, I'm down here now. Now we're up at the radar station. We came down. We came up. We went up. We came down. And see when I got here, I seen it was taking us up. And then you go down and then up again. But there's a track shown here on my Garmin. Here's a road that takes us to the exact same point, just for coming down there. So it's 12 o'clock. And I've only done like 5.8 miles. Right, so that's us off down the big bit. And we're just walking along this road. And we've got a lot of this forest to cut through. So I don't think it's that far along this road. So we'll just pick up the Southern Upland Way sign again and cut up and follow it through this forest here. Here's the Southern Upland Way markers. Arrows, and we're going up between these two chaps, going up through there, through the woods, through those. There you go. Just a ticket. I seen this on the map. We crossed over it before at the road, but rather than stopping there to get a drink, I thought I'll get it here, out the road, the drivers and all that. Thought I'd take the opportunity to get the tent out, and it's not exactly thawed out yet, is it? You know what, with the sun, dry it out a wee bit. This is nice, really Christmassy around here. So see the bottom right, temperature just now -1. It was -2 when I was getting my camera out. We're just in a shaded bit, in the shade of the hill. As you can see, the ground's still frozen here. That's not thawed out during the day. You definitely don't want to camp somewhere like that. It'll be mega cold. You look for somewhere that's gonna get warmed by the sun. Last night, you can see that -6. Now, when I was awake, the coldest I've seen it go to was -3. So it's been down to -6 at some point. Southern Upland Way this way. I forgot to reset the trip computer last night, well this morning, but even looking at it, it's looking like I'm only going to be doing 13 miles today, which is really crap. There you can see we're up those sort of hills there. We had a couple of problems, logistical issues in the morning. We were up a bit later. Well, we were up in time, but it took us longer to pack. What were all the problems that we found, what we winter camping. Wait to open this gate. Aye, so what was I saying? Can't mind. Oh yeah, just about like everything being frozen. You know, I needed, because I was keeping Moss's jacket on today when I put our rucksack on, it was too tight, so I had to adjust the buckles, but they were frozen. I had to try and thaw them out. My clothing and stuff I put under me, my electronics were in my sleeping bag. My boots I was trying to kind of half lie on, so they weren't too bad. The tent was frozen stiff. You seen that just there. So it took us a lot longer to get away than what I'd hoped for, especially with being well organised. We're having the ultralight stuff sacks. Everything was there, packed. I was wearing my sleeping clothes as well. I was wearing my hiking clothes to bed. I didn't even bother changing into my sleeping clothes. For all that I was getting sweaty yesterday, it was really just my head, but my actual base layers were all dry. With the heat I was generating. So you'd have thought you'd have just jumped out of bed and that would have been it, but no, that wasn't the case at all. So we've paid for it with time a little bit, going up unnecessary hills, which was the route I'd picked. It wasn't like I'd mucked up and went off my route. It was just when I'm actually there, I found out there was a better route that wasn't shown on the Ordnance Survey maps on which I plotted the route. So I corrected for that halfway along. If we hadn't, I'd have made even less time. I'd be further behind. But you know, oh yeah, Moss as well. I was swithering. You know, I was worried that her paws were giving her jip on her shoulder. But I think it's just because she was padding about in the frozen ground first thing in the morning. But yeah, like I was sort of pausing and I was putting on boots and I was like, we stopped at the little tea room, the toilets at the visitor centre. And at the end of the day, there's no, what's the big rush? Alright, I need to get my sister on Friday, but I could cancel that and just get public transport. You know, and I'll probably make time because the Annandale Way, there's certainly, it's relatively flat, basically. So I should be able to get decent days in then. And it's not off track. I mean, there I done 20.1 miles yesterday and we're forging our own way a lot of the time. So it's not that bad. Here today we're on the Southern Upland Way following tracks, but there's hundreds of hills. And we had some logistical issues. Lost time there, so we'll probably make it back up. So no worries there. And even if we don't make it back for Friday, again, I've got 2 weeks off, no big deal. We'll get back when we get back, you know what I mean? We'll just keep going. We'll be going through plenty of towns where we'll be able to stock up with food the further south we go. And then that'll be us. Tomorrow we'll pick up my resupply package of food, so it's not like I'm struggling. You know, it's not like I'm out of schedule for when I want to pick up my food resupply. So yeah, that's about that. Right, let's keep going and get the other side of this hill into a sort of less frosty patch. What's the time? 13:36. So we've got about another, just short of an hour and a half of hiking to go, and then we'll need to start really almost immediately looking for a campsite. I can't be dilly-dallying. I'll need to find somewhere that's not going to be too exposed, that's not got frosty ground, that's relatively near a water source. Where we camped yesterday, I did have to go down and get water with the head torch on, and stoating about in the middle of the night with frozen ground, getting water and all that. It's not, you would rather have all that sorted out in daylight and be in your tent for nightfall. So we'll see where we get to. I'm into this Mesolithic, Bronze Age. It's a mound over there. Have no parallels in Scotland. to the right of this site you can visit a 4,600-year-old stone circle and a crematation burial site. White marker. Oh, I really want to go and visit that. So where's... Oh, that's it there. That's see it? Burnt mound, and then there's a, you can see like the ditch, so that's the mound there. And it must be here. The stones. There's an arrow up here. That's not the stones. That's that other smaller thing. Oh. How far down is it? Like I really don't have time. But I really want to check it out. I love stuff like this. These white posts here, they don't go too far. I'll go to that furthest away one. If I can't see it, I'll need to come back. I've been checking the map, and if we keep going for an hour and a half, we have to go up onto a big exposed hill. And if I'm not off that hill come 3 o'clock, I'll be struggling. Oh, it'll be dark, and I'll be in a situation. Also, there's not a lot of water coming off that hill, so I'd have to go further down. I think we might need to stop a bit earlier. I've seen a bit of river. Well, I've seen a river next to some woods, just the other side of here. And that's probably what we're going to aim for. What we're taking this detour for this stone circle, it's probably going to just line up time-wise anyway. Where is this? Oh, I think you need to jump. Yeah, you need to jump this fence. I don't have time. I can't be going doing touristy things that's going to jeopardise, like sleeping the night in -6 temperatures, you know what I mean? That has to be my first priority. That might be it just down there. I bet it is. Oh, we need to go down. We need to go down. Okay, it's here. Right here. 4,600 years ago, folk were in this environment. Now, they look totally different then. They look totally different. The actual land, the lay of the land, the hills, they'd have been the same. But they'd have probably been covered in native woodland or something that long ago. Certainly wouldn't be all these wind turbines. Why here as well? I've talked about the bigger gap and how the Clyde from the west and the Forth from the east cutting across made people filter through a bottleneck in the middle of the country around Biggar called the Biggar Gap. Of course, Tinto was back there, and at certain times of day the rock that's there, it's like a reddish rock. When the light hits it, it looks really red, and it's called the Hill of Fire. So that's almost like a beacon. Head for the Hill of Fire and you'll get through the Biggar Gap. It's rich in history down there. Oldest artefact, oldest evidence of man in Scotland ever was found there. Some flint artefacts in a field not so far from Biggar. So as saying up there, the Biggar Archaeological Society was they've put up the markers and all that, so that's super cool. It's a shame there's more works here, but you can't see it because the grass has not died off with winter yet. It's still been, you know, it's still relatively high from the summer. It's not all back, so you can't really make out the earthworks as much. We could have camped in the middle of that. That'd have been cool, wouldn't it? Probably cursed. You'd probably end up possessed. You'd probably end up waking up possessed by your ancient ancestors or something like that. Don't know what you would do under those circumstances. You can't say, nobody can say. But would you risk it? Not me. We've risked taking a look at it though. So we better get cracking on along this road. At least you can see though. Tell you something though, it still looks pretty frost bitten over there. We need to get up and round that corner, down round to that forest bit and get the water. Get next to that river so we can get plenty of water. Or at least start looking for a decent campsite. That's 5 to 2. So we need to 5 to 2. We need to start thinking about where we're going to end up for tonight. So at 3 o'clock we can be there and start pitching up for sunset. That's at 3:45 roughly. In the winter it gets dark, it goes, you know, you can still see it, it's not too bad, but then boom, it's dark awfully quick. Now we get, because I pushed on a bit last night to get to that place I was wanting to go to, didn't want to be in the hill overnight. This is the same, I don't want to be in the hill, but it means we'll need to stop a wee bit early. That's if we get there. Come down here, like I said, might eat up that bit of time, but let's go. Okay, that's 2:20. So now I really need to be looking for somewhere to camp because I'm wanting to be starting to pitch at 3 at least. Now, on the map, like I was telling you, there's this hill that we need to go up. Now, there's this dam here, and then we need to, the hills we need to go up, I'm not sure exactly which one because I've not looked because it's irrelevant now. On looking at the map, I've ascertained that it's not feasible to do tonight to get camped in time, so I'm going to have to go up and over one of these hills. It's probably that one, and you go along, and yeah, it will be. You'll go up that hill, you'll go along, you'll drop down into those woods that other side, and then you drop right through all those woods, and that's you at the start of the Annandale Way. Now, for me, I'm going to have to camp somewhere here. Don't want to go on the hillside, don't want to go on the hillside. If I have to do a hillside though, it'll be that side. Because if you look at what it's like here, hard frozen ground. It's had no sun on it. If you look over there, it's been exposed to the sun. It'll be softer ground to get my tent pegs in. The ground won't be as cold, so it won't pull the body heat away from me as much. It'll be a more pleasant place to be. So with that being said, where over there am I able to camp out the road, because there's a road there, out the road of folk, and within fairly easy reach of water. This is now what we're going to have to try and figure out. Whereabouts can we get? Look at this, we've just came out of there on the Southern Upland Way. We're going down there on the Southern Upland Way, which I plotted on my GPS, and which I've checked my OS map says to go down there. Whereas that sign says, that sign's got an arrow to the right. Now is it meaning right as in up there? Well, surely you'd have it in the other face. The next face round to this bit of wood. So if you're doing the Southern Upland Way and you batter down here and you follow that sign up to the right, unless they've changed the route, that's wrong. Don't know what's going on there.
Hi there, just a quick one before going to sleep. We got here at a decent time, pitched the tent. A guy with 2 dogs came up and was talking to me for ages. He asked if I was homeless, and he said, "Are you going to be homeless for Christmas?" And I was like, yeah, kinda, but I'm not actually homeless. And then he was talking about this homeless guy that actually camped an entire winter at the Lead Hills. But anyway, So that delayed me a wee bit. I eventually got everything packed away, went down, got water, filtered it, fed Moss, fed myself. Just been in my sleeping bag warming it up, a couple of cups of coffee, and basically went online and done some online stuff. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, things like that. You get 4G. I'll probably get 4G the whole way on this, so I'm able to do so. And it's about 0 degrees just now. I don't know if I showed this in my video earlier on. My GPS is like a little pod unit that sits, you attach it to your bag. It's a Garmin product, the little pod. So I've just got it attached to the top lid of my rucksack, and which detaches. So the reason I say that is I use the rucksack in my lower half and underneath my inflatable pillow. And yeah, basically when I put my GPS on this morning to start like recording again, it said it had read a low of -6 degrees Celsius last night. So it was definitely cold. How accurate that is, I don't know. Apparently those things are fairly accurate though. And I actually read up on them. And of course my phone is live. Not my phone, my watch is live, so when I look at it, it's like just now it's 0. Last night it was like 2, 0, -2, -3. So I'm not surprised that it went down to about -6, because it has been meant to have been cold recently, and it's meant to be another cold one tonight as well. I think yesterday by 8 o'clock it was, I can't remember, was it 8 degrees by 8 o'clock or something like that, or 2 degrees by 8 o'clock, I can't mind, but it was 0 by 8 o'clock tonight. But we're alright in the sleeping bag. Moss is sleeping away. She's in there. I'll try and redeeming face, look. Yeah. So that's it. Just gonna get the head down, get some good sleep, and we'll get up whenever. I've set my alarm for 6 or half 6, just in case I sleep in a bit. It's Christmas Day tomorrow, so I don't mind if I do really that much. Although I do need to make sure that I'm down at the border for Friday. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow. And that'll be that. So I hope Santa's good to you tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.